We will be building this wither rose farm. Credit goes out to cubicmeter, who released a video today about this wither cage. He has very different things in mind. This wither cage is actually movable, which is crazy. So I will link his channel and video down below. Please check it out. But I was always confused about how wither cages work, and that's why I was always scared of a wither rose farm. Here we go. This is so simple. Thank you very much, Cubic. Let's get started. Let's take a look at the materials. We need lots of building blocks. Some of them need to be some kind of stone with at least blast resistance 6 so that the wither won't destroy them. In my version, you need at least 15 stacks. Depending on how you build, you might get away with less. But if you want to build pathways, you will also need more. Then we need at least 9 slabs, 14 soul sand, 3 wither skeleton skulls for the wither, obviously, 2 water buckets for an infinite water source, 2 lightning rods, where one of them could also be an iron bar, 8 trapdoors, a minecart, a rail, 2 rails, a name tag and an anvil, and some ender pearls to spawn in an endermite. Then we need 4 walls. I only have one here, but it's 4 blocks of iron and 1 carved pumpkin, as an iron golem will be the target for the wither to shoot at. At the very least, you need 9 hoppers and a chest for the collection, but you will probably want a lot more. You also need at least 10 carpet. You want to have a lot more as well if you have any pathways or any place for you to stand on, as if you double carpet a block, Enderman can't teleport to, which is very important with this farm. To start off, we want to get down to Y level 0, and that's not too difficult. That's from my first recording. We just place some water. I will go into survival mode just to show you that it's not too difficult. And then you just place blocks. Then at some point you want to press F3 just to see how low you are already. You can see on the right hand side the Y level that I'm pointing at right now, so we have 10 more blocks to go. Now it's a little bit dangerous. If you have an elytra and rockets, you are always safe as you can fly up again. But now we are at Y level 1 and 0. That's the lowest one we can go to. Place a block to the side and hop on top of this. We now have to get away 128 blocks. And if you want to use this bridge later on, I suggest to use double carpet, just so that nothing spawns and none of the endermen can teleport to this. But if you're going to use your elytra anyways, you can just place these blocks and break them again. We are now 128 blocks away from the island, and we can actually get started with the farm. We place a soul sand, which will mark where the wither goes, and we go 6 blocks, 5, 6, and mark the area, a 3x3 area where the water will be going for the projectiles, the wither projectiles, to be deflected. Then we go another 5 blocks, mark with an iron block where the iron golem will be going, and then another 3 blocks, and this is where the farm, the enderman farm, will actually be going. Let me go up to Y level 5. Here will be the wall of the tunnel. Let's grab a slab and place a 3x3 area. This will be the dropping area for the enderman. The next task is to build the enderman farm, and just remember that you will need a way to get down again. Either you have an elytra, you place some water down there, you have some ender pearls, whatever, but you need to get down again, and ideally without dying. So we can remove this thing, we can leave the front open, we go up a total of 3 blocks, so we have 1 with a slab and then 2, 3. And if we now cover this, the enderman that dropped down here cannot walk out. Now we need this tube to go up to Y level 49. So apparently I can't count. In my preparation I got the wrong number. We need to get to Y level 48, as you can see on the side. And if we spawn an enderman here, we push him down and follow him, we can punch him and he immediately dies. Now we can build the spawning platform for the enderman. And for this, we go from the middle and count 13 blocks. So this is the first one, second, 13. And now we just have a diagonal square shape where we just go in by 1 all the time. We now have the spawning platform placed, and we need some trapdoors, just like this. And then the endermite, and we basically have a working enderman farm, which is what we need for the wither rose farm. For the endermite, we need to place 3 blocks up high, like this. We need our lightning rod, like this. Place a carpet on top of it, and this will be where we want to have the endermite sitting in a minecart. So in order to do that, we use lots of temporary blocks. These 2 blocks will have rails on them, and we need to place walls around so that the endermite does not escape. Now we need to give a name to the endermite. We place a minecart. We use in survival ender pearls, being careful with food, but we can just spawn one. We need to name it before it enters the minecart, and then we just go over the minecart and move a little bit around, and it is in there. Now we have to remember which is the one on top of the carpet. It's on this side. So we can now remove these walls and remove this block for the endermite to fall down. And you can see already the endermen are walking towards it. We can place another carpet on top of this by placing it next to this block and remove all of these temporary blocks. Remove these blocks down here. We now have a working enderman farm and having a splash potion of water. A splash water bottle is so satisfying with this. This is now the area for the collection, so we want to place hoppers down below and have a collection area to one of the sides. I found that the back row almost has no yield, so we can just use the front 2 rows like this, and then have the back row go into the middle one, just to not miss anything. But this should be working fine already. We can have a platform over there, do the double carpet thing, and remove all of this stuff back to the iron block. Since usually this farm would be built in survival, I'm gonna build a walkway over there to this point over there where the wither will be going. When connecting to the main pathway, just make sure that you're a few blocks behind this soul sand. Now we need to place the iron golem. We will place some cobblestone walls around this just to be safe. I found that it works without the cobblestone walls, but sometimes the iron golem gets pushed by some endermen. And then it's better to have the walls so that the iron golem doesn't fall off and the whole thing breaks. We need to place these 4 walls like this and then build the iron golem on top of this. Remove this block where the wall is. Have 1 block below, this can be any block, for the iron golem to stand on. And then place the carved pumpkin on top. Just like this, remove the block under the wall and these blocks right here. Now we will build a pool of water, and ideally we section it off a little bit before. We will do it 3 tall, so just build a box around this soul sand. Then we can place in the water 1 level by 1 level. And now ideally you want to break it from below. At this point still have blocks anywhere, helper blocks, just break it from the side. Whatever you want to do. And now we have this pool of water with a soul sand underneath, which will deflect the projectiles of the wither from the iron golem up to the enderman. Can remove this part, and now we only have to summon the wither, but we need a little bit of preparation for that. From this block, we need to go 4 blocks up. 1, 2, 3, 4. So now we have a total of 5. And now we need any block. We can just use soul sand on the sides. Break the one in the middle and place a lightning rod. Now we want to double carpet these sides just so that no enderman will teleport on top of this, and we can go down again. We have 4 soul sand. We break the top 2 of those and maybe also our walkway here. If the wither sees us when being summoned, all of this will break. We will need a wall to hide behind, and we will need the wall to cover the pathway. Also, again, don't forget to double carpet the top. Let me grab some armor, change to survival mode. Let's break this carpet here. We will summon the wither like this, facing the front of us. So these 4 blocks that we see right now will be the wither. After summoning the wither, let's place 2 of the skulls already. When we place the 3rd one, we will need to place a water bucket inside over there, because this will block the explosion of the summoning from destroying all of this. Summon in, place a water bucket, and hide behind the wall. Press F5 to have a look. As you can see, the middle head of the wither is still pointed towards me. And if we now come out of our hiding hole, he will actually destroy everything. So we will have to walk behind the wall still, a little bit back, I don't know, some 20 or 30 blocks. So that we get out of range of the wither to recognize me. And when we go back, we should be seeing the wither not being angry at me anymore. Let's check with F5. He's not looking at me anymore. You can see that he's actually shooting the enderman, which is very nice. And now if everything is going right, we can walk here and the wither is not going to attack me. As you just saw, the iron golem did take some damage. I think that was when I walked away and the aggro changed from the wither. Let's try to fix this and prove that this is actually very safe and stable. I'm still a bit scared, but I have some iron and I hopefully with one more block will be able to repair the golem and get out of here again. Break these blocks and we're still fine. Let's take a look at what we got already in this few minutes. As you can see, we already have a few stacks of wither roses, plenty of ender pearls as well. You could have a sorting system if you don't want any of the ender pearls. And this is running. Like, I've tested this for not that long, but like an hour or two, and the iron golem has been surviving. Important disclaimer: when this area gets reloaded, for example, when you leave the game and open your world again, the wither will look for a target as close as possible. If I log out and if the world loads again, I will be targeted. If we do all of this behind the wall, we can check the wither is targeting the iron golem and not ourselves. And as you just saw, the iron golem took some damage and I don't know why. I tested it 20 more times. It never happened. And I now put some water around the iron golem just to make sure that no enderman is teleporting onto this block or onto the wall and then mid-air being hit and then the iron golem also gets hit. I'm not sure what exactly is causing this. I built this bridge over here, also all in survival. Nothing wrong happened. I can walk over here in survival. Nothing happens to me. And now I can, whenever he should get damaged, heal him again, which is not ideal. It's weird. For 2 hours this has been working fine, and somehow with the relogging, maybe with the enderman teleporting over and being hit mid-air and then the explosion of the skull also hitting the iron golem, I'm not entirely sure, but most of the time this is safe. Just have a backup plan, as always with withers. Maybe you should do the relogging not even there, but always completely out of render distance.